Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my hardcore Minecraft series. In today's episode, we're starting up here in the sky because we're heading out into the middle of the ocean to build our newest farm, a guardian farm. Let's get into it. Oh, come on, I was just doing my intro and there's Nautilus just right here. Just right here. Like, my base is right there. Right there. Right out of the render distance. You kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. I wasted so much time gathering in the last episode. There's right beside my base. Ugh. Alright, but before we get into making the farm, I actually wanted to challenge one of these ocean monuments because it's been, I don't even know how long. I don't even remember the last time or if I've even conquered one of these properly before. So I switched into my full netherite. We've got one right behind us. Can't really see it. Let's turn off the shaders so you can kind of see it a bit better there. But it's right behind us. So I'm going to challenge one first and then we'll make the farm later. This one is further away from my base, so even if I do destroy things, mess up spawn rates or whatever, it's not going to affect me at all. So I've got my gear. I mean, a bow isn't going to be very useful underwater. So we got our pick and our axe for doing the damage, and some spruce doors to grab some extra oxygen just in case. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to dive straight in, trying to avoid all these drowned. We're kind of far out starting out, but I didn't want to be too close and get shot up by all these guardians. I don't know how much damage they're going to do. So we're going to first approach. Maybe try and get through the front door. So we gotta make sure. Okay, we got hit by the Elder Guardian. I think that's what they're called. Ooh, wow. Okay, they're hitting hard. Let's get inside and cut off their line of sight. Heat up quickly. Okay, so nothing in here. Maybe this can be one of my secret resting areas. So get back that. Oop. We can take them down pretty easily. I do have really good gear. Okay, is this like... Okay, maybe this isn't the best place to start, and I can't get this back. Alright, but we've got our first shards and a bit of fish. We're gonna have to abandon this and... Oh wait, no, we can go up here. Alright, let's try this way. We have to explore it slowly. Okay, the sponge, so we'll be back here later for all this, because that is going to be useful for any kind of water clearing jobs I might have in the future. Alright. Exposure is probably going to have to be turned up in post. I'm not sure how dark it is going to be for the recording of this. All right, looking good. Nothing in here. Probably should have brought some, like, marking blocks. Okay, here's our first guy. So we're going to take one here. Get our oxygen back up. Okay, let's test our bow out, actually. So if we shoot like this... Okay, so we can use the bow. But he shoots a lot faster. It's also a lot harder to aim. Gotta go from like an angle, but if he's kind of just trying to camp me, might as well camp him myself. Try and go through the corners. I mean, I'm not getting my flame, obviously, underwater. Kind of defeats the purpose of that. But we gotta kind of play the corners a little bit. It's kind of annoying he's got a little friend in there. This is taking a while, so I'm just gonna go for it. Take a hit, go around, hit, go around. Okay, so it looks like he's got thorns. I guess this is when Thorns was added to the game. Oh, okay. There's our first one. And a sponge. Ooh, very nice. Let's get our oxygen back up. So I'm pretty sure that there are 3 total Elder Guardians. I'm going to keep getting hit with this nonstop until I kill all 3, I guess. Go away. Yes, let's continue on. Looks like just some regular guys. Let's go around the outskirts. This is kind of coming back to me, remembering all of this. Ooh. Dark bit here. Let's try and get past before he hits me. Looks like I got out of distance. Only got 4 beds, or not beds, only 4 doors left. So I'm going to have limited ability to block these guys, but that's looking like an Elder Guardian there. Do have the stuff needed for the farm later on. I'm not going to be able to break this if I place it down, though, so I'm going to have to just risk it. Let's fly through here. Try and break line of sight by these guys. And we're going to try and take on the Elder one alone. Avoiding the other guys. Okay, we're going to need a door. So let's just quickly jump in here. We're going to have to skillfully maneuver around. These Depth Strider 3 are really going to be putting the work in here. Okay, 1 heart down. So I'm doing okay so far. Let's see. Can't really avoid these guys anymore, but that is another... Did I get the loot from him? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, there's the sponge. I will not say no to that. All right, let us eat up quickly. And we're going to have to go for that door, even though there's a bunch of guys kind of surrounding it. But the door actually works as a way to kind of avoid them. You can use both angles to kind of keep line of sight away from me. Next one, and we're out. All right, so we're gonna go this way, up into this area. Nothing much seeing around. Is that the Elder? No, these are just regulars. So I thought it was like, okay, so haven't killed all of them. I know there's treasure in there, but nothing I can really do about it until I can get to mining. I mean, I could do the whole trick with the TNT and removing the air from it, or I guess the water from it. But I guess we're just gonna blindly run around until we find the final boss. Oh, okay, I think I found the final guy. I knew I had to get him at the center, so I took out the kind of outskirt guys first. So we're gonna throw down one of our last doors here, just to get the oxygen back so we can fight this fairly. Clearing our inventory a little bit, so we're ready to go. And I guess we're just gonna go for it. And looks like we're doing pretty good start. Nothing other than just the one boss here. Hopefully these guys don't respawn, because that would cause a lot of problems for me later on. That's looking pretty good, so I'm going to sit here. Ooh, tied armor trim. That one might be interesting. Might have to try that out. But I guess I'm going to wait here for the mining fatigue to go away. Should have placed this better, so if anything comes up here, I can protect against it. But we're going to wait this out and then maybe collect the sponge and whatever treasure is in that center space I just saw earlier. So let's wait that out and then we'll collect our loot. Alright, so we got a little bit of sponge. Gold, not really useful because I do have a gold farm, but it's nice to have a little extra gold on hand. I did get this smithing template, which is probably not the most common drop, and then starting to get the other things that are going to be dropping in the farm. Mainly these two, and then, of course, a lot of raw cod. Not sure what I'm going to do with all that, but we'll probably find a use for it later on. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm probably going to want to do that exact same thing where I kill all the Elder Guardians on mine as well. So I guess we're going to go and quickly clear another one, this time the one that I'm going to actually turn into a farm, just because it'll make it a lot easier to do the whole thing without having the mining fatigue. Because if I do misplace one of those obsidians, that's never getting broken. So let's go and clear that quickly, and then we can start building the farm. Alright, and that is it cleared out. I actually grabbed a couple milk buckets because I got mushrooms right here on this island. I got quite a few mushroom islands nearby, actually, which is quite rare, I think. Back in the day, I don't remember seeing many mushroom islands. They're like 1 in a million. Now I've got like 7 in a row. Got a little archipelago of mushroom islands. But getting back to what we're trying to do, somewhere over there, I think that's it, those lights. It's hard to tell with the shaders on. But now we're going to get to making the farm. So let's do a quick little time lapse of that, and then we can check the ability of it, how effective it is. So let's get to it. Alright, and that is the farm complete. I don't have the end half of the flashback because of all the particles. I forgot to turn them off beforehand, and in flashback, when I tried to turn off the particles, it just crashed Minecraft over and over. So luckily I split it into 2 before I put down all the soul sand. So it's fine to look at in-game when it's down there. You can see we're getting quite a few spawns already. This is working real fast. Might get some Nautilus into there by accident too. But it's all in there. I guess we can do a quick little flyby to see. It's hard to see with all this rain in here. But if we go down here, you can see all of the different soul sand there. We gotta get out of here quickly before It took forever, probably 2 or 3 stacks of rockets constantly having going back and forth. I should have invested in like an invisibility potion, or I don't know, maybe looked into the mob switch, but I didn't have the time to kind of learn all that new stuff. So we got this farm going. So now if we head through to the nether, so we're going to go through our base because it's really close. If you saw in the flashback, I only got 2 rockets left. Let's make these count. And let's get back to base and see what our haul is. That was only like 5 seconds. I just started after finished building it. So we'll see how much has been produced. Uh-oh, looks like we're having some troubles here. Looks like some of them somehow got out of the cage. I have to be careful with these guys. Eventually, they should suffocate. There's just so many of them. I'm just going to have to give it a minute. So they should just be coming straight through and dying, but it looks like they're just slipping out somehow. I'm going to have to look over the tutorial I used again to see if I missed somehow placing the blocks. I mean, looks like there's some kelp that came through. And these guys are taking forever to die. Really hope that they don't just stay here forever, because that's going to take a while to clean these guys up. Why can I not hit these guys? It's like it's bouncing off of them. Alright, let's... Yeah, this is dangerous. Let's see if they start dying. Looks like there's less of them. So maybe we're getting through. Let's wait this out, and then let's see if we can fix this farm. Alright, found the mistake. I left a corner open by accident. So let's grab a bit of scaffolding. Can't place that there. Maybe here. And let's go up and seal this in. Because I was getting it into the chests. I was getting a lot of drops, but just had one little corner missing, which was just destroying everything. So let's expand this platform a little bit more. We can expand this storage later, but look, like just barely any time at all. Gonna have to probably filter out all this raw cod just because it's not really useful. I can get like a double chest full, and then that's all I'll need forever. Because I mean, it could be used for cats, and that's pretty much the only thing I can think of. But let us get this all set up. Maybe set up a little quick sorting system, more storage, and then we can kind of see how we are, and then maybe some AFKing to see how good this is. Alright, and we've got one side done here. So just a very basic sorting system. On this side you can see what is in each of them right now. Not a lot because I only ran it for a short amount of time. I'll probably do another on the mirrored side for this side. But it's very similar to how I have my bartering farm, and I incorporated something from my piglin gold farm, my auto dropper over here. So what happens is all of these chests that collect from the campfire death all get funneled into this chest here. And then it is sent through here on this top row. If it can go into this bottom one, it'll go, otherwise it'll go over here. So these are my filters. So prismarine shard, I got 2 of those, and then 2 of the crystals, and then 2 of the fish. I guess I could probably remove 1 fish and leave this open for... Do I have any on me? No, but when a squid goes in, I want some squid. So either I shift this all down and get a couple more, or I just leave this one open. Once I get a squid, it'll pop through here, and then anything excess. So if it can't fit into any of these, so if any of these are like completely full, so if I have 64 in here, which means all of these hoppers below and all these double chests have to be full, then it'll go across and drop into this dropper. And you can see it's an auto dropper. So let's place some blocks to get over here. So once it goes in here, comparator reads there's something in here, sends a signal around, gets pushed back, and then kind of continues on. So let's see. I don't need a kelp. So as you can see, it's just going to keep throwing it. And I got a bit of lava here, so it's just going to continuously go until this is empty, and it'll stop. I don't actually need any kelp, so I'm going to throw that in there. One downside is I might need to lower this just because of how it's interacting with the piece. Like, it's got a little gap here, so I might need to lower it down 1 more just because the redstone's kind of in the way. But I think that is pretty good. We can do 1 more on this side, or I could like maybe integrate some auto crafters depending on which blocks I need. So that might be something I have to look into now. All right, so I'm going to AFK here for 10 minutes. I emptied out the chests, so start that timer there. I'm going to do 10 minutes AFKing and then see how much this actually produces as a farm on its own. So let's see that now. All right, here we are 10 minutes later. a little bit longer because I had to wait for all these items to filter into this side. I just set up a couple hoppers just so everything's going to one system for now. I'll definitely need more because I had to wait at least 5 minutes for all the items to get through, and I even just went up there and manually brought them down. So that's something I'm going to have to fix eventually. But let's take a look at our haul. Alright, one double chest. Nothing in there, and a little bit of extra there. There's a little extra in there, but about a double chest of the shards. Now for the crystals, almost half a chest. Alright, not horrible. Half a chest of fish. Definitely going to need to figure out a way to use those in some way. Alright, no overflow here for the squid ink, but if I look up here, we got about 30 ink sacs from that. So that's a nice casual way of getting some ink sacs for the black dye and things I might need. So definitely going to need to mirror this on this side so that I don't have to struggle for it to going through one pipeline or figuring out a better way of kind of transporting stuff. Because I know like over my bartering farm over there, I use an ice path, which is a little bit faster for transporting it across things. But I think it's pretty good how it is right now. Alright, now comes in the part where I need your guys' help. I have all these items now that are going to be coming in very quickly. I don't need a lot of AFKing time to get a lot of them. So what do you guys think I should use these things for? Like what kind of build are you guys thinking might go along with like a prismarine? Or maybe any other items I've been farming lately, like the Froglight farm, or any of the other ones I've built at all in this world. What do you guys think I should use all these items to build? Give me some ideas, maybe even just a theme. Like you want me to build Atlantis because it's kind of underwater themed, or anything else. I want to know what you guys think I should build soon, because I'm coming to the end of my hardcore museum, so I need another big project to work on. I mean, that one's going to be taking forever because I'm collecting one of every item in the game, so that'll be like a very series-long thing. Hopefully it takes me a long time to complete it, so I need other projects to kind of break up the in-between. So if you have an idea, please let me know down in the comments. But that is where we're going to leave it for today's episode. We got another huge farm in here that'll be very useful for any builds in the future that might include those blocks. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more episodes coming soon. Until next time.